Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of the Seercast. Today I am here with Robo, Gina,
El Saradoman.
No, Lime,
Hi,
Kitten,
Flash,
Orange,
hello,
and Walter as usual in the chat. I am Knight of Knee, or I'm Kerrigan in game, and today we are going to bring you hopefully a reasonably quick podcast about a couple of the more recent updates in RuneScape, most notably Divination and the recent quest, the Death of Chivalry. The Death of Chivalry has so much lore attached to it, though. We're going to try and not cover that in today's podcast. That will, however, be covered in a podcast in the next week or so, where we take all of the 50 billion streams, podcasts, campfires, Ask Me Anything sessions, all of those, and we do one gigantic lore cast, maybe even two lore casts, depending on how much stuff we actually have. There's a mind-blowing amount of lore material that has been
absurd.
Lobbed at us by the JMods this month, and it's awesome. But as I think Walter was the first one to say this, is why do you keep giving us what we want?
Yeah, we have too many nice things now.
Yeah, now we have too many nice things.
Damn.
I mean, it's a good problem to have, but oh man, I do have to commend Walter for all of his hard work, though, and I have to give him a big thank you for helping pull everything together, because this guy is like a tier 2 god at this point. But the death of not doing weekly podcasts is what this month was. But yeah, yep. So that being said, the lore stuff about the centaurs, the Kinshra, all of the god lore that was given in the Death of Chivalry, we're gonna kind of just gloss over it, say it happened, and then move on, because we kind of can't cover it. We just don't have enough time today. So we'll go ahead and now we have acknowledged that it exists, and we're going to move into more of the mechanics of the quest. The first thing that is probably the most important thing about Death of Chivalry is the rework. The rework of the old quest, the rework of the old Black Knight's Fortress. It looks freaking amazing. And, yeah.
Draw distance, probably, I haven't seen it in HTML5, but probably the draw distance, at least over the wilderness, looks really cool.
Oh yeah, does somebody have a... I can't remember if I have a screenshot of that. If I don't, I will definitely have that. Let's see here.
Yeah.
3:15. Okay.
Yeah, easily the best free-to-play quest.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm going off right now to look at it.
Yeah. So, and Walter says easily the best free-to-play quest, and it's one of those, I'd forgotten that it was free-to-play. It is free-to-play. It's all free-to-play.
Yep.
I didn't even remember. It's just
That was some quality free-to-play content.
Mm-hmm.
Piles and piles of awesome for literally everyone.
Yeah, it was, and judging by the various podcasts and streams, I have to mention right now, Mod Stu did a 14.5-hour stream, and
Yep.
Walter listened to every goddamn minute of it, probably more than once. So yeah, once again, a big shout out to Walter for sifting through all of this stuff, because it's so easy for things to fall between the cracks.
buying mute button.
We have
Where's my
the
mute
best
button?
guy for not doing that, or for not letting that happen here. But yeah, so yeah, they covered. There's a lot of stuff. The rework of the fortress looks awesome, and the cutscenes are also really, really cool. Within the quest, whew.
Finally, animated faces and more life to the characters instead of just panning from one to another.
Oh look, people just showed up from various FCs, and oh my god, somebody says they're here.
Use some rage.
Okay, that was completely irrelevant, but right now I am actually currently training Divination because I can, and I'm sitting at Canifus right now watching the friends chat hoppers, all like 500 of them show up on World 100 while it's just, ugh.
Need a picture of the stampede from the Lion King. Just all the wildebeest just come in,
and it has literally been confirmed to be slower to world hop, but they continue to do like, I don't get it.
And it crashes the client very easily. It's like you have to be careful about what you're doing, or you're like, my computer froze from it just from Battle of Lumbrid stuff.
What I love is when people berate you for not being a part of their friends chat.
Yeah.
But okay, anyway, we're gonna cover all of that later. I'm sure we'll have another time while we're actually covering Divination to rant about this, because I can rant for days on that topic. I freaking hate the friend chat hoppers. But,
Yep.
But yeah, so, back to Death of Chivalry here. Yeah, the cutscenes were awesome. Unless anybody has something else to mention about that, we're gonna move.
Just Robo's
I'm chasing after something right now. Not exactly a cutscene, but
is it relevant?
Well, it's something they did in the quest. Like, here, just take this.
Oh, that.
Yep.
Let's see what this is. I marked down a time. I can't actually remember what that was.
Well, there's one. They got the characters doing all these new animations.
Oh, that was during that was the animations.
Looks like Seradon was like kneeling down, like to praise Gina.
I mean,
Sarah
why shouldn't he?
Praise me,
Gina.
big blue bitch.
Pretty much.
It's just kind of funny that Seradon doing this like person like
that's a great screenshot. But yeah, okay, so there's that stuff. It just looks awesome, and if you haven't seen it, if you haven't done the quest, do it. If you haven't seen the Black Knight's Fortress after the quest is over, or before, whatever, if you haven't seen the reworked version, go see it as well. It's great. Something else that's good to note, or that we should note about this quest, is that it had admittedly, they said that there was a combat experiment that they were doing. What was their words? Experiment, trial,
Test, yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. Of scaling combat to the player's level, and I think we can all say it didn't work quite as they would hoped. But
yeah,
I liked it.
It was a decent start. At least, like, we finally kind of got that nice, like, long yet not so terrifying battle with some kind of boss. But I am kind of disappointed about the low damage output for higher players. But
yeah, but I mean,
okay.
if you caught it during Stu's live stream, he was wearing bronze armor and he wasn't taking damage.
Yeah, that too. And then the only thing that got him was the one special, which. It's pretty obvious that you should run from those already, though. Yeah.
It was kind of embarrassing that he died on a quest that he designed, but
he got owned.
Yeah. He did get owned.
Owned?
No, please no. Yeah, Walter says in chat, originally, it's a bullet point, from our thread, which is rather long. Originally, normal attacks were also scaled. But they removed that to be on the generous side for novice players and those without suitable equipment for their level. Walter says that it's reasonably difficult for high-level free-to-play players. Interesting. So, I guess that is something you do I guess that's something that you do often forget, is that people with 99 combat skills in free-to-play only can wear rune.
Yeah, so the damage output's crap, but they still get the massive amount of life.
Not only is their damage output crap, their defense is crap.
Yeah.
I guess I do forget about that. It is something as you just kind of gloss over. What were you saying, Len?
it's a much smaller audience, so
It is. But it's one they have to adhere to, because if it's impossible, because if they scale it so well that it's impossible for those level players to do it, then it's like, well, what's the point of even, like, yeah.
they could factor in the gear as a part of it.
Could be like life points.
Yeah, all of these are, yeah.
Options. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot to improve on, but it's kind of an interesting start. It's nice that they started with life points instead of, like, Cake Face version 5 million. Like, one hits all around. At least they started with life points instead of damage.
And if you haven't watched previous Seercast, Kitten, why don't you explain Cake Face in a minute? Go.
Yeah. Okay, so I had to do that Dominion Tower challenge with all the RFD bosses. Cake Phase 1 hit me about 7 to 10 times before I actually figured out what was happening. Week later, oh yeah, sorry, 10 times damage. Whoopsies.
It was in the patch notes. Oh man. There were many lulls to be had.
Yes.
Oh my god. And much rage as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's Cake Face for you. But yeah, so the combat experiment, it's going to be interesting to see how they implement that in future kind of novice-y quests. I know that the next 2 or 3 quests, or like at least 2 probably, are going to be either Master or Grandmaster, because I think the next 2 that are confirmed are pretty much Birthright of the Dwarves and Missing Presumed Death, right?
And then there's the World Gate quest, which they revealed earlier today, but...
Yeah, well, the World Gate quest, they just started development on that. I don't think we can...
That Armadillo quest.
Yeah, there's supposedly an Armadillo quest coming down the pipeline as well.
Yeah,
So I think we can safely say the next 3 are going to be like Masters or above level, which means that there's probably going to be some reasonable amount of combat, which probably won't be scaled. It'll just be combat for combat's sake.
Yeah. Is it just me that finds it ironic that Mod Raven is making the Armadillo quest? Raven?
I don't see it ironic, I see it fitting. But I do expect dead children.
Yep.
Oh god.
Probably.
And for anybody who doesn't know that reference, that was from, was it Maud Osborne or was it Stu?
What?
Who is the one that said that that Maud Raven likes? I think it was Osborne. It said in his briefing quest, like the initial drafts of his quest, he likes to kill children. So
Maud Raven.
Yeah, Maud Raven likes to have dead children in quests. And but yeah,
well, okay. Dead kids from the original Portal, but the ghost of the girl is voiced by Hawk. Done.
Okay, fair enough.
We need that.
Oh dear.
Okay.
The villagers,
I have
they're
finally
so bad.
succeeded in loading up the HTML5.
Nice.
For the record, this is still mine. I just had to switch microphones because my last one died.
GG. That was a long-lived microphone.
I didn't use enough power drill.
Clearly
I was about
not.
to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's an interesting thing about the combat experiment that they did. We'll keep you posted on how it affects future content. I'm curious to see where they go with it. Another interesting thing about the quest that has nothing to do with lore is the choices that you picked, both at the Battle of Lumbridge and during the quest, the dialogue. They will affect various parts of the dialogue. So you'll have if you are following Zamorak in the Battle of Lumbridge, you have a chance to taunt Saradomin for whatever.
Call him a snow imp.
Yes.
Yeah, you call him a snow imp. And apparently Mod Stu says that is also like a 1 of 100 for on a scale of that is very low on his scale of suitable insults, but most of the higher level ones couldn't be done in a PG script. So
I like that insult where you could say, you look a bit smaller than before. It's like, yeah, I just came down
that's
to
what
your
it
level.
said.
Bring yourself down to your level.
yeah.
Worst update ever.
Worst update ever, yes.
People
He gets
insult
mad
gods
at
and
saying
find
that.
broken bones. Only broken bones, though, nothing else.
Yep. Yeah, so that's interesting. And the main thing that it plays a part in is the end of the quest. If you haven't done the quest yet, first of all, why are you listening? I
Go
mean,
do the quest.
keep listening, but I'm just going to
Spoilerville.
straight up spoil it for you if you don't stop listening right now.
No. Pause the podcast, go do the quest, then come back.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
You probably should do that.
Just don't take like 14 hours to do the quest.
I took
do that.
an hour and a half, and I went through every single dialogue option that I could.
Does anyone remember how many hours I took? Something like 4?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think I was
something like that.
trying to hear all the voice acting, and it always broke, and I have to keep going back and checking the dialogue options.
Yeah.
That was actually worth it, I'll say. I got a secret one, which was later added in later, but
Is that the Naragi one?
yes.
Yeah. I did not catch that the first time, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. So, but yeah, so the choice is
Defying
altering dialogue.
Saradomin- Yeah, defying Saradomin has never paid off better.
Yeah, we will absolutely cover that next week, or on the next episode, I guess. The dialogue between Saradomin and you about the Naragi homeworld, because if nobody remembers, or if you don't remember, there is a gigantic Saradomin symbol on the Naragi homeworld, and it is confirmed that Saradomin kind of blew it up.
Out of rage.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that has nothing to do with that. That is lore, and that will be next time. Next time on, yeah. Anyways, yeah, the main thing that got altered by choices was at the end of the quest, where you had a choice of whether to, what was it? Give Saradomin the wand, try and use the wand yourself, no, destroy the wand, or keep the wand and use it for yourself. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was something like that.
Apparently, all three end in the same place, but,
Yeah, but-
he gives... Go on.
Oh, yeah, you said they all end in the same place. Saradomin gets the wand, but
Yeah, even if you try and destroy it, you can't. Yeah, and here's the Lucian quote: "You dare defy a god."
oh snap, reminded me of Lucian. Actually, you know what? I should probably go compare those voiceovers now.
Yeah, and we'll definitely and this is something, the ramifications of this entire I don't even know what to call it, this
Incident.
conversation, this dialogue, whatever, between Saradomin and the player. We'll cover this next week as well. So if you're interested in our opinions on what happens here, be sure to tune in. But yeah, so this in all instances, Saradomin gets the wand, he uses it, and Owen is corrupted.
A little.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a little.
He can
He's
fight it
got-
off. We don't know how long, though.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he isn't totally corrupted. He isn't like the undead centaurs that are mentioned earlier on in the quest, and that we will mention next time. But he is a little bit corrupted. And here's another screenshot. That one's from a couple minutes ago. Yep.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, mechanically speaking, for the choices, like, it's kind of nice that they keep major events, regardless of what you choose, it's going to still happen.
Yeah.
So you, like, that was kind of what Walter and I were talking about a while ago, just like, our biggest fear is, like, the difference, like, just choosing one thing could be the difference between a never-ending, horrible, painful boss fight or just sitting through a huge cutscene. Like, we never want to see that difference ever.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't seem like it'll happen.
there were more choices than just like the dialogue options. What was that? There was the choice of whether you wanted to kill the Black Knight Well,
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah, there was killing him, Owen, or you giving the blood for the ward.
All of these choices have no impact on the end of the quest. It is worth
hang on,
noting.
but they could have impact on the future.
It's true.
Yeah.
Especially the one where you kill whether to kill the guard or not. And
I mean, like,
Oh, no.
maybe next week he will lead a charge against Seerdomen at the Battle of Umbridge.
Just seeing what Walter said. Uh-oh.
Bow to Seerdomen. Oh yeah, that one. Zanuck dies next quest. GG.
By bowing.
And she never even saw him coming.
Oh, that's true.
We need that screen cap now.
Wait, which one is this?
I'm thinking it's the one where Xanax like, oh, well, gods don't just walk
Oh
around
yeah, that
in
one.
Umbridge.
Yes, okay, that one. 21.
I'm chasing that down right now.
Zanuck. I have it saved, so.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah. So I have that. That's good. That's good. Lime says Seerdomen isn't a god. Oh really, Lime? Oh really now? He can't even properly cast magic. Splash! Which will also be in here.
I make
Obligatory.
an argument right there.
Then splash. I did actually ask both Mod Stu and one of the other mods in one of the live streams if they would add taunts relating to Seerdomen Splash, the Seerdomen Splash, or something along those lines, and they weren't answered, unfortunately.
Too bad.
Unfortunately.
Anyways.
But yeah, so that last choice that you make in the quest does depend on, or may very well influence future content because, they had the Seerdomen fake out. Because where the wand is now could dictate various things. The two options right now are Owen has the wand and Seerdomen has the wand, correct?
Yeah, but this is more of a lore thing.
Yeah, it is more of a lore thing, but it is also I consider this more of a mechanics thing because
choices.
It's the choices. Regardless of why you made the choices are there, and they will have an impact, or likely have an impact, on future content. Yeah, and we will go over why it is relevant next time, and it'll probably be a long conversation about that, because there's, as I said, there's a lot of stuff
For the lore.
Yeah.
For the lore.
But yeah, so brace yourselves for a really, really, really long podcast next time. Oh
shit.
No, we got
I
through
didn't
one
even know what that
podcast
was.
without that.
Nope.
Damn it. Okay. One more quick thing about Death of Chivalry before we move on. The voice acting, very, very thorough, and it was quite nice. I just cannot understate how awesome having a voice acted quest is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay, anyways.
Are we covering my telly on the screen?
I think we already have that. Do we?
I don't think we put it in here with just
I don't think we did pull it in there. I'll add that in.
And Seerdomen has to ask your permission to teleport.
Seerdomen.
Best ever.
Yeah.
He has to serve me tea first.
I actually have too many pictures to add in right now. I'm actually. Ugh.
We'll skim through stuff.
That's a terrible problem to have. I mean, yeah. It's such a terrible problem. I guess I'll put that.
Should we move on to Divination?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unless there's anything anybody else that has to cover.
Really?
I think
Okay,
I can
we're
save
good.
the Sarah trolling for later.
And hello, people. Speaking of divination, the friends chats have arrived.
Oh
All
god.
Right.
God knows how many of them.
Horde!
Yeah, I mean it's a solid line of people from the Rift to the spring. I mean it's. Oh, one more thing about Death of Chivalry. You can rewatch cutscenes and refight the boss with the Skull of Remembrance, which you get from the trophy case. No, not from the trophy case. Where do you get it?
The skull?
Oh no, you get the skull from Dawn at the end of the
skull's
quest.
from her.
Yeah.
You find the other bones
Not
under
her
the
skull, but you get it from
yeah.
her person.
But yeah, so you find the Skull of Remembrance on Dawn's person after you kill her at the end.
I'm struggling to use it right now to get.
But yeah,
the
it's
book.
awesome that they have added that, and I really want to see it in future stuff, and I'm sure it will be in future stuff.
It will be in past stuff, I hope.
I do hope that they put it in past stuff as well, but that would be kind of odd, but they
Nice
can do
for
it.
nostalgia.
We know that they can do it. It's just a question of whether they will or not, and we'll see. Well, that'll be.
Maybe when they voice act the other quests. Maybe when they voice act the other quests.
Oh yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Although some of them are just so big that it's, I don't know. And,
Okay.
and a wild Noti man has appeared. I don't know whether
I've
he's going to
finally
talk or
made
not.
it into the fortress to look over the wilderness.
Noti man says, "Sup noobs."
I knew.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on into divination right now. I think the horde is gone, so my computer can kind of generally stop lagging. But yeah, so first of all, divination new skill released this week. As of now, it was released 48 hours ago, just over 48 hours.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody objects, you can just shout out our levels right now. I'm at 70. I just got 70. Kitten's also 70.
I am closing in on 43.
I'm at
47
59.
because they haven't fixed the level up jingles.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Orange is what?
59.
Orange is
Almost.
59, and Walter is 66. I don't think Robo's really had much of a chance to touch it yet. I'm not sure though.
40 something.
Yeah.
I know that just
Robo without his max cape is such a foreign concept to me. I mean, max / comp, because you've had that max cape ever since I've known you. But yeah, so it is interesting watching the high scores go up and watching the people race to the top. Yeah, it's such a foreign thing to me in general because I wasn't here when Divination. God damn it! When Dungeoneering was released, my brain, I don't know where my brain is tonight, but it's
sleeping.
Somewhere.
I need a drink. Hold on.
It was assassinated by Slisky.
What?
Oh dear.
I believe Watt is the correct answer to that. As I'm relatively sure my brain is not dead. It is just not cooperating. But yeah, so I mean, divination is awesome. I love it. It's a gathering skill where what was the cough? Is there something in the chat that I can't see? There probably is.
Walter says, it is. We need to remove it.
Oh.
It's something good. Get rid of it.
Yeah. Stop giving us things we want!
Yeah. The trade-off for all the lore. Shit, no more divination.
No, I'm fine with divination. I really like divination. I think the general consensus is that people really like it. It's generally laid back, unless you're a quick chat fucker. I mean, asshole. I mean, person. But yeah. It's generally pretty laid back. It's slow experience, but it's relatively social. It's relatively AFK-able-ish.
It's relaxing.
It's nice that I can raid on Vindictus and train Divination at the same time. It's great. I'm not going to say that in chat or in the podcast, but Shiraki may be joining us now as well. But yeah, it's laid back. It's social. It's like it kind of has brought the socialness, social whatever. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sociability.
Kind of, I suppose. Hello, Shiraki.
He's just here to listen.
Oh, he's just here to listen? Okay, that's fine. Anyways, hello. But yeah, Divination, it's really brought out the social aspect of the game, I guess is what I should say.
A bit of the weirdness, but...
Vladimir Putin?
Oh my god, that conversation.
No.
Right before the podcast, before we started recording this, the mobilizing armies spot on World 100 was talking about politics. And just like all of our whats. Like yep. I just don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, so that was strange, and there've been several things like that. And the idiosyncrasies of the community have shown themselves, like in renaming the enriched spring various things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I think it's generally liked. We all like it. There's certainly some things that some of us don't like, which we will get to in just a minute.
Oh yes, there's a bit of rage.
One funny thing to mention now. Divination may become the new best way of training Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that XP gain for Hunter is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Zoinquiz is in his 70s. I think he's gained well over 1 million Hunter experience in getting there. Like,
yeah, I've almost gained like 2 levels, and I don't even know how many hours I've been doing this, but I've almost gone from 91 to 93 just from those stupid things.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much of the catching. I haven't caught many of the Chronicle fragments.
All you get is like a
Last I checked, I was 81, and I'm almost 83.
Yeah, it's... Of course, you just got 9900. GG, Walter. GG.
They were waiting to release Divination for that.
I've gained 100, maybe 150k experience from it. Like, I really haven't gone out of my way to collect them. Because XP waste. I guess. And Orange says, catch them oranges. And
they
gives
are
us a picture. Oranges. Oh my. Like them oranges.
Yeah, people are kidnapping Orange every which way.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody keeps chasing me.
We're sorry.
Sorry, man. We want our XP. Unfortunately, it's
probably if we catch the real Orange, we get automatically 99, or who knows what.
I love. There was a couple conversations that said in these various places that why is my clan chat on? God damn it. Okay. That was like, first to 99 Divination becomes a god, and we're just like, all like, that is so lore faily on so many levels. Oh dear.
Wow.
Just oh dear.
And now you'll just get your name thrown in the history pages.
Yeah. At one point I was hoping to be in the first few that hit 99, but I've lost so much ground. I've lost a lot of ground on my way up because of silly things like school and
sleep.
Yeah.
People with lives.
I do still hope to be first to 99 in the clan, though. I do. That is my goal. I have to beat stamina up for that, though, and that I don't know if I can do that.
First, the 99 Divination gains the ability to see into the future and find out what the next name for the next skill is.
Perhaps.
Be nice.
But yeah, so we're gonna. They've had a couple Q&As, a couple podcasts relating to Divination. I'm just going to cover the major points of those. Divination is coupled with a second skill, which we don't yet know the name of, and we don't actually know much about yet, other than perhaps that they work together well, but at the same time conflict. Like, the second skill is supposed to be, like, fundamentally opposed to the first one, but
Is it rift splitting?
I don't know. No, I mean, it's not like the polar opposite of it, but it's like Divination and the second skill that goes along with it are kind of like at odds with each other. I don't know.
Well, seeing as you're using the memories and stuff to repair the Anima Mundi, and they said that the first skill is like hippie version, and the second skill is militaristic. The hippies probably aren't going to like what the militaristic people are doing.
When did they say that? Because how did I miss that?
I think it was in the one of the divination.
Sounds like
things.
yeah, it's something recent.
Yeah.
Someone said something about them being like hippies.
Yeah. I remember them talking about the hippies, but I don't remember hearing anything about. Yeah, it was. Walter says it was in podcast a rather large number this month. Don't worry about missing one. Yeah, I apparently missed that one.
I remember hearing
game.
So yeah, well, they might want to repair the world. This other group's going to be like, hey, we should just use this for ourselves.
Yeah, that's
Who
probably
cares about the world?
using the energy for profit or for. It makes sense for that to be the production type. Huh? Interesting.
Nice to have a story.
Polluting skill. Sharky says polluting skill. Okay.
Fight the hippies with pollution.
Yes. But yeah, so that's so the second skill will be interesting, and that'll be.
Could I just say one thing about Theory of Mine? Well, the first rift for Divination is right outside the Wizard's Tower, so I could imagine them then investigating that. Maybe they could be responsible for some of the second skill stuff.
Perhaps.
Interesting.
Like they might be trying to harness his power for Saradomin's cause or something like that.
No, they're not really Saradominists.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
Gods.
they're actually secular. Like the Wizard's Tower is generally secular because they're considered like science and professors, and that's generally considered a secular whatever.
They might try and like harness Divination to build like this shield around the Wizard's Tower, so if all hell breaks loose, then at least the Wizard's Tower would live.
Sharky says that Ariane is wandering around the Divination starting site. However, saying as because of that they know. However, that lore fails because Ariane got kicked out of the guild.
Oh my god, Ariane's
Boom!
more failing again.
She can walk around. Pretty sure it's like, no, like...
Well, no, but the Wizard's Tower can't have sent her. She can go and investigate whatever the hell she wants, and she will, and that's her character. But the Wizard's Tower sure isn't going to be sending her.
Okay, and then she's going to come and tell us it was the Wizard's Tower, and then we have to kick her out for lore failing again.
Yeah, I know. I could see that.
Either that or the roam radius just derped. It's not even her fault.
Divination mysteries. Divination memories.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's we'll see about that second quest. It'll be interesting to see what that'll be. But
Two quests this year will require Divination.
This year will?
Already?
Yeah, 2 quests this year. And that World Gate quest will require Divination in the 50s.
So a couple quests this year are going to require probably super low level divination. Low divination requirements.
I wouldn't say super low. Like, wasn't the first quest that really required dungeoneering required like 45?
35, I think.
35?
It was a clockwork syringe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 50.
Yeah.
Or no, right. I was thinking
No,
of
Salt in the Wound was 50. Clockwork syringe is 35, I'm pretty sure.
Well, not like I'll ever have a dungeoneering requirement problem.
Yeah. You and your 120. Yeah, But I mean, I can't see it being any higher than like 30, maybe 35 for the first
think
one.
about what those quests would be too, because I'm pretty sure the dwarf quest isn't going to require divination.
Missing Presumed Death probably will.
Yeah.
Because, and we can just immediately start Gina spamming right now, but, where was it? Missing Presumed Death. There's something about this in Walter's, whatever. I can't find it. God damn it. But yeah, the Missing Presumed Death. Oh, is in the Death of Chivalry stuff, and this is a more lore-related thing, but it's worth mentioning here.
Just randomly realized that it's 2 quests saying death in the title. It's not even real.
Where the hell is it?
Lots of death. Doom.
Nothing's died.
Death in it means someone's going to die.
Oh, it's right here. Hablet actually asked a question that involved the spirit leaving the body and going to the underworld, and it was pretty much explained by saying a spirit leaving the body involves the underworld and will be explained in Missing Presumed Death. I think that can tie into Divination because they're talking about that general topic in relation to the World Gate quest that they're talking about now, or that they just announced now for early next year, which is guaranteed to have a divination requirement of around 50. So I can see that. I absolutely can't see... There's no way that the dwarf quest has divination as a requirement. Absolutely no way.
Yeah, probably not.
Watch it happen now.
I
just
know, right?
watch it happen. That they just
In before.
On.
We have many ideas.
But yeah, so that's worth noting. Okay, now I have to scroll all the way back up. This
I
thread.
just thought of something incredibly random.
Go.
So like you said, Ariane was off investigating the divination spots. We've got demon bosses coming over, random penguins out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, the demon bosses.
Yeah, and penguin wander radii go in that area. It's basically everywhere. There's potential to see everything.
Yeah, the divination, especially the dig site, is in a demon flash mob wander area,
zone,
I guess. Yeah, zone.
Yeah.
And we now have our obligatory penguin reference. Yes.
Oh my god, I love that picture where we just went in with the grave. Like, oh my god, there's like 2 or 3 graves in it.
Hey,
okay,
you can see me killing it over there.
That is great. That's the
Deadly
divination,
skill.
and then all the graves and the combat noobs around killing it.
You're calling me a combat noob?
Not you, but all the other ones with their prayers and their weapons and stuff that are all
if you're praying, you're doing it wrong.
Well, there's one guy that's praying over there.
It's just that moment right before shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to be another grave soon.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a good screenshot. But yeah. I love the in the chat it says make love not war as you kill a demon boss. But yeah, so that's we're just, and before I get really sidetracked, I'm just going to kind of tick down this list of things to mention. And whatever seems to kind of go together, I will do that. But I don't... Oh, one more thing before I tick down this list. The freaking quick chat doesn't work.
Yeah.
They ran out of letters. That is all I have to say.
I'm disappointed, Jagex. I'm disappointed. It makes it so much more difficult for self-gratification when I quick chat my levels to the CC. Gah.
Yep.
Oh well.
Also, they forgot like the jingle for the Divination.
Yeah, the jingle level.
I'm hanging back at level 47, so I have at least 2 more chances to catch it.
I still think that
what two chances are you talking about?
Like the 48 and the 49, because all the other skills change at 50.
Oh, do they?
Oh.
I never noticed. Then
When was the last time any of you trained something like that?
That's fair.
Probably like 4
Yeah.
years?
Okay.
Yeah, none of us remember.
I don't remember.
do.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be like something like a Memories of Gothic remix. Like the soundtrack.
That I would like to hear then.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's like, please fix
Hello.
so I can continue spamming.
Hello, Enriched Spring.
Wait, underwhelming. What are these things?
Wheels Beast.
I don't know. We can talk about that in just a second. Okay, I guess we can talk about that now. Some of the rewards for Divination are there's Portents, there's the Divine Locations, which are ridiculous. Like, oh my god, those things are ridiculous.
The Hunter ones are by far the best.
Hunter ones are insane. Even the wood cutting ones, the mining ones, like, just holy crap. But yeah, so those are some interesting rewards. But the Portents are the ones that Shiraki wants to bring up, and I don't have any knowledge of how they work, so.
Don't cut adrenaline. Well,
That's the
there's-
healing ones, correct?
Yeah,
Oh, I need to get some of those.
it's pretty good. Yeah, there's some that are like protect items, some are healing at certain life points, or it'll give you a certain amount once you reach a certain amount. Or really once you're hit down to a certain amount.
Is equal to Rocktail at 50%, like 50% health, or half
So,
of a
like-
Rocktail?
It's like once you hit 50% life points, it will like feed you a rock tail.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that, yeah.
That is good. Like, I can see some of the highest level divine energies actually being rather expensive.
Yeah, and when should we cue our little rant? It's a
Soon.
somewhat, it's in relation to
I'm gonna,
decent stuff now. But
I guess, because I don't know what this rant is about. I've heard about this rant that will apparently happen for days now.
oh, penguin!
And there's another penguin reference. I'm assuming
Penguin
penguin at
trophy.
Canifus.
Yeah, it's a box.
You should take a screenshot of it.
Yes.
Penguins are invading our divination sites. They want to learn. We must not let them.
I want to harvest the energy.
Signs of passage in dungeoneering are spam.
What does that mean?
What are you spamming
Spam.
about? I don't. This Walter. No, Lime. Stop it.
Wait, you mean
Oh.
111 thieving door could actually work?
You can open a level 111 thieving door now without a pot? I mean, I guess you'd have to make the divine thing, but...
Yeah, apparently they stack and I'm guessing you can probably have like a shitload in your inventory.
But you have
And
to
just use
collect
it.
them, which is XP waste.
Yeah, making them would be kind of annoying, but it's kind of once the thing, like, you get to a decent level, then you can worry about rewards, but it is kind of nice where you can just get massive doors without having to worry about potions and having to scream at teammates.
Yeah, it's also worth noting here, anytime I say the words XP waste, I'm saying them in jest. I do not give a crap about quote-unquote XP waste. I don't think anybody here really does either.
And I'm on it.
No.
I just went over to the website called XP Waste.
Why do you do this?
I was wondering if they cared at all about the Organ of Passage.
Do they?
As far as I can tell, absolutely not.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Okay, I need to mark
I guess
down
they'd
time.
rather instantly drop the herb for their pot the moment they hear it.
Yeah. Penguin.
Yes.
Okay, so, but yeah, I'm gonna, now, after like mentioning this like 4 times, I'm gonna tick down this list and mention what we have not said so far. This is a good one. Divination is needed to get the content you get the content, but you have these portents, you have these other things, because they realized, hello Pirate Impling, I don't think I can catch you. They realized that you can't actually, that they couldn't logistically release 2 skills at once. And they didn't want to combine the 2. So that's why they have all the portents and all these pseudo production things with a gathering skill.
I call them tier 1 stuff.
What do you mean?
Well, like, my theory is, personally, that the next skill is going to focus on combining the stuff that we can make with Divination, or, like, just starting from scratch. So this stuff would be very base. They will have improvements next, in the next skill.
It's kind of like using sign plus a portent plus a transmutation sort of thing.
Oh, that might be
that
interesting.
all together, it'd be kind of interesting.
I don't know, that might be a little ambitious, or that might, that would be strange to, like, picture in your head to, like, how that would equate to something useful, but, I mean...
I could see putting, like, a sign and a portent together to make something far more, like, more towards, like, maybe a permanent buff, but then that's still kind of, can't do anything with it aside from...
It can't be straight up overpowered, too.
Yeah, it won't be overpowered,
but I have been wondering...
Shouldn't be.
Well, any permanent buff is, that's the thing, is like... Yeah.
Could they make, like, a boon for other skills?
I guess they probably could, but that's a permanent buff, and that's maybe a temporary something. Like, this is all skill 2 stuff, and we don't know hardly anything about the specifics of it yet. But, yeah.
Fun speculation.
Yeah, it is fun to speculate. And that's what this podcast is for.
I think it might have something to do with that level up your stuff thing they talked about a long time ago.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Oh yeah.
Which would be a permanent buff or a semi-permanent buff.
Be nice though.
Interesting. Yeah.
Light sculpting.
But
also,
it's confirmed not to be light sculpting. Anyways, go on, Robo.
Yeah. I still wonder how that portent or sign or whatever it is that extends your grave time, how that works logically. Because canonically you're not supposed to be aware that you respawn. So, what would...
Because logic!
Yay!
That is how.
Yes,
I do actually think that's like, that there's your answer.
Yep.
Just don't think about it, accept it for what it is.
Yep.
Be happy that you have a 400-minute grave timer.
Yeah, congratulations. It's just there.
It's there permanently.
It's like, shit.
Maybe it like alters your perception of time, so you're like, it seems like you're moving faster, but you're actually not, or...
Oh my god, it reminds me
I
of
really
like...
think we're overthinking this.
It reminds me of like those update days where it's like, just randomly everything will be running at like half speed, and everything would just, there are some weird videos of it on YouTube where it's just like, after an update, shit just hits the fan and suddenly RuneScape is at half speed. It's the creepiest thing ever. I'd have to find a video of it, but it's terrifying.
Yeah, Nodi says, graves are still so useless. I wonder how long till they're finally removed. I agree. When will they be removed? Just have us respawn with our items unless we're at certain, either PvP or a couple boss rooms. Like, yeah, Corp. Actually, it's even easy to get back to your grave at Corp, even though there is no grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corp is thematic though. And that's fine, because if you don't have a friend there, it is next to impossible to get back. Like, all major PVM boss rooms you should have graves. But like anywhere else that's not PvP, why even bother? Like, really?
Well, like if you die to a Varrock guard, come on. Come on.
Been there, done that.
Drop the shit on the floor. But still.
No, just uninstall.
Uninstall the client. Move your
It
account.
should be like hard-coded. If you die to a Varrock guard and you're higher than the level of said Varrock guard, it just auto-uninstalls it from your computer.
You've been banned. Your account has been banned
You
forever.
suck. You have no hope.
Yeah. Don't even try to max. We're done with you.
Just quit now.
We'll still take your membership money, though.
Yeah, I know, right?
We'll still keep charging your credit card whether you like it or not, so.
Anyways. But yeah, the second skill and logical things about this, it definitely takes a stretch for a lot of this stuff, but then again, a lot of it came out of nowhere with regards to Guthix's death back in March with the World Wakes, so yeah. We could never have seen this skill coming before that happened. Anyways, another couple things. The goal of this skill was to return to RuneScape's roots, which is kind of a laid back, not friends chat hopping thing. I think I'll insert my rant here. The friends chats that have been created that hop worlds based on the enriched nodes that show up. They are the most. I hate them so much because they go against everything that this skill is, and they're not like I'm just waiting for Jagex to fix the spawns of the nodes so that they aren't based on when they disappear. They're based on when they do appear. Yeah, because that would totally shut down. Oh, hey, look, I found a penguin too. Because that would totally fix all of this. Like,
yeah, I have no idea if it was like world lag or what the heck happened, but suddenly now, like they did try to fix it, like what Nodi just said. They did fix it, and you can very accurately time when one will spawn after another.
Yeah,
but
it's 20 minutes.
Like, yeah, but it's still like out of sync on worlds. Like sometimes it will be at like 45, ones will be at like 47 or like 42 even. It's just
and they
really weird.
Intentionally break the sync. These friends chats intentionally break it, and it's just like
yeah, it's a waste of time. You're just crashing your game, crashing the client, not being nice to your computer or your internet.
They did what's
pissing
the
everyone
WB
off.
way? I don't know what WB means.
Warbands?
Oh, the warbands way. Walter says they did it the warbands way. When they end is when the timer starts. And I think they should do it from when it starts, that's when the timer starts. And I think everybody here will agree with that.
Have it spawn at a set time,
because
dang it.
The fact that there are 600 people logging into a world, hopping between worlds, that can't be good on the servers.
People.
It's really bad for socialization, which is what this skill is kind of built around. It's really bad for the players that are already there, and it goes against what the skill is. I wouldn't say 600, maybe 600 between several worlds. Actually, between several worlds, there's probably a couple thousand that are doing it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's just like kind of an exaggeration, like 600 people going to one world. It kind of feels like that, considering you have like 60 FPS, you're good, then suddenly it drops to like 2 once
suddenly
the horde starts running
FPS
around.
And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then just people appearing out of absolute nowhere. Just
What's always fun is when you complain about the lag, and they say, get a better computer scrub. Like, my computer is probably better than yours.
Yeah, but you do realize, you guys are crashing us, and that's not funny.
Yeah, it lags everybody, and it's a problem. And they need to fix it, and they need to fix it 3 days ago.
Soon, not as like Jagex soon or ElfQuest soon. Soon as in like
and it
within
has
the next
been
week.
confirmed by a JMod to be slower.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, between like when someone makes when it spawns, there's time before someone makes the call, then everyone hops, and then it's already probably near dead by the time you get there, and then you just waste all your time not even being in the game. So
I think the main problem with it is actually the quick hop. If they just removed the quick hop, there wouldn't be any problems.
Yeah, because then no one would do it.
I honestly think that's the really lazy way of doing it, but that's also an equally effective way, because that means that you're literally missing half a minute in between each world, where it will absolutely be slower.
Yeah, and then generally by the time you're there, it's gone. So.
Yep. But yeah, it's just, okay, my rant is over. I hate the freaking the friends chats. And probably one is about to spawn here, and I'm sure, say something about it when it does.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that, though. It's just it's so stupid. After, like, Battle of Lumbridge, okay, I understand a hopping friends chat for metal spawns. But now, once you carry it on to Divination, you've crossed the line. Like, stop. Please stop. It's a new skill, don't ruin it for everyone right now.
Yeah,
Too
pretty
late.
much.
Yeah.
And it's the damn efficiency prods that then go and argue that it's quicker when it may or may not be, and it's more annoying, it defeats the point of the skill, it's against everything the skill stands for, and it's just an overall problem, like. But at least they're not living, at least the friends chats aren't living on World 100 like they were at one point yesterday, where they would sit on World 100 for like 9 minutes, in between when there spawns whatever, and oh my god, that was awful.
Terrible.
But yeah, anyways, moving on, rant over. Next thing up, Anna feels that Mod Anna is the creator of this skill, and we can just start spamming. She is awesome. She feels that tying it into Guthix's death gives it a reason to exist in the 6th Age. So this skill is unlike any other so far, where it doesn't just kind of appear and there's people that have already been doing it. Everybody in game is learning it with you. Dungeoneering, as far as I can tell, kind of had a sort of thing with this, but there was already Thok and there was already Marm that had gone all the way down to the bottom and was experienced with it.
Yeah.
The Divination skill cape is sitting on a stand right now.
They were the beta testers.
Had to go and bought it.
Yeah, Thok and Marm were the beta testers for Dungeoneering. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, it's true. I've never thought about it that way, but that's exactly true. Like, yeah.
Speaking of the skill cape, poor MaxBot has to get his skill capes.
Yeah, Max is running around with a Tukar call and
botting his way back up.
And botting his way to 99.
Yeah, the first Divination bot, Max.
He still has his Max hood though, so that was poor design from Chris L, who apparently
so he's both hacking the game.
Apparently, Chris L reprogrammed him during his lunch break.
Of course.
Chris L is like a freak. I don't think anybody's gonna argue with me on that one, though. Like,
also, I think you can wear your Max even though you can't wear the cape. I'm gonna go try that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, what is this, Walter? Walter just posted something, and grats to Orange for 60 Divination. Now go to Mobilizing Armies.
Yeah.
Walter says, Anna says, Mod Chris L, who created Max and updated him for Divination, wanted to give Max a response if Max overheard him calling him a bot.
So then
oh my god, that would have been so amazing.
You're defeating the purpose.
Yeah. That would have been so amazing. Oh my god.
That's awesome. It's just, yay, more bot autotyper spam. Oh
I
no.
I know, but that's still
make
hilarious.
his bot even better.
Yeah. Update the software.
But yeah, moving along, we talked about that. They didn't want players competing over resources. Mod Anna, it was kind of reminded of bonfires in this regard. Your XP rates won't go down. In fact, they'll go up because they're likely to be stationary springs and you don't have to chase down wisps. I like chasing down wisps myself, because then I know that it's at the start of its cycle and not catching it right as it's about to die, although I've learned how to notice when it's going to.
I can't wear my hood.
Huh?
I can't wear
my hood. Oh, you can't wear your hood? So Max does need to, in fact, not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The goal was also to avoid having thousands of items you're never going to end up using, which is like, because this is a gathering skill and has no production skill to go along with it. So they have all the energies used within the skill to give you faster XP. Oh, here comes everybody. I think.
I still want to throw my plate bodies in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw them all in the rift.
They joke that a solution for all skills would be to add a crater to dump all your plate bodies in and return them to the Anima Mundi. We're still looking for that item sync. Yeah, here comes the friends chats. And
item sync.
Where's the enriched node? Enriched node hasn't spawned yet.
He just all hoarded in.
There it is.
Crammed in. Okay.
And somebody says enriched soon after it has already spawned. Good job, dude. Good job.
Okay.
Anyways, you can't miss that. You can't miss it because XP waste. But yeah, so they also want to find holes and rewards that had not been yet met, and a couple of these had been, but a lot of these are niche rewards, and very, very cool niche rewards at that. Now will be the time for the rant.
The rant.
The rage rant. The
Okay.
rant. There's
So-
a picture to go with this, correct?
Yes, and I guess,
Okay,
should I
here
start
goes.
with explaining what's typed?
Here
Or
we go.
read that first.
Okay, 106.
Read that out loud.
Hold
Can I
on
read
just
it?
a second. The rant. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and read this. It's a post by Mod Timbo on the forums. Angel God says, Divination has an item that does what potions did, but with all gathering skills, such as fishing, wood cutting, hunter. Maybe they've changed potion effects so it's not the same. Mining jujus were changed. Timbo says, mining jujus were changed because a new divination item, the Signs of the Porter, do exactly what the old potion used to do. As a result, we wanted the mining juju to still have the benefit to those who have higher divination level, and to those who didn't. I guess that's an opposite. When a stone spirit appears, it will grant you bonus XP for the time it's around and have a chance to smelt the ore into a bar, giving you smithing XP. Go.
Yeah, so that's basically what we've been really pissed off about, just because they've reverted it back. I guess it is being reverted back to what it originally was. It's a little bit, it's just, what even happened here? Because there's no reason to really do that, and it just makes part of the herbivore habitat dead content now. Just because there's no point in doing that whatsoever, because they're not even taking into account, like, people who may not even have trained divination at all. Now all those potions are basically useless if you use them for the purpose of banking.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why did that happen? On top of that, I probably have like 400 some banked, and that bothers me a lot.
I actually am out, so it doesn't particularly bother me, but but if you trained Herblore via the Herblore habitat, if you did a lot of Jadinko catching, if you did a lot of that stuff, I can see why that would be.
Yeah, Walter typed up.
Here's another big thing by Walter.
Oh yeah, that's from.
How much of this should I just read?
Because
It's a wall of text.
These signs cost far more money than Juju pots take, and make Herbivore Habitat dead content for everything but farming potions, Zammy favors, and hunter potions. I could not agree with that more, just because there's no point in reverting other stuff back to whatever.
Well, fishing potions are still different, but fishing potions give you Baron sharks. But I guess those are kind of replaced by the portents that, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Oh yeah, we also had...
Fishing is just different. It's just a different kind of thing, but it's still the same general thing. Yeah, I can see where you're going.
Yeah, there was still... We had a conversation a little while ago also about, like, how weird is it going to be for the ore economy, and then somewhat with the herb stuff, not necessarily herbivore habitat, but just stuff in that direction.
Herbs in general.
Yeah, just because of the
divine locations.
all those little like nodes where you can just collect a ton of herbs, and it's like it technically takes Haydentine to make Torstol, and that's oh god, what's going on? But yeah, just
means that Cadentine prices are going to skyrocket.
Yeah, some of that it's just like we have no idea what's going to happen to whatever, and with enough people spamming stuff like the divine.
It also means
spots.
whatever. What does it take to make a divine rune rock? Does it take rune ore?
I think I want to say it's like
I can check,
Adamant,
actually.
okay. Yeah, yeah, it's whatever's below that ore.
So Addy prices are going to skyrocket as well.
Yeah, so it's like...
But then that means that if Addy prices skyrocket, that means Myth prices are going to skyrocket. Like, everything below Rune is going to go up, at least marginally. The thing is, Rune isn't going to go down. The price of Rune is fixed.
Yeah.
Because of Rune plate legs, which alch for 30k, and are made with 3 Rune bars. Rune is never going to go below 10k.
It's not going to go above too much either.
Well, I mean, it's not going to go up by this, that's for damn sure. But it's not going to, it's definitely not going to drop.
Yeah, there's also the part about, gold ore, like, in terms of, do you just want to drop them rather than bank them if the potion doesn't do the banking, do any kind of banking really anymore? Or if you don't have the, rewards from it for divination, then are more people going to drop it, or the price is going to go insane?
Yeah, the
like
prices, but they did say that they made these rewards in mind of the economy and stuff. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, Walter can really explain that. Yeah, oh yeah, more rage.
Okay. Walter will say something else. And before he turns on a mic and says it, in his grand entrance, he just starts ranting.
Yeah.
Timing. Oh, you're timing it?
Oh yeah, this crap.
Go on.
Yeah, the 30 item sign, the only one that even gets close to starting to match a Juju mining potion takes 99 divination. Yeah, you literally need to get 99 divination. There is no other option if you want to match that. So, shit.
Why? What?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused at this point. Are you saying that the signs are worthless? Or
the
or
potions are now...
is?
The potions are now basically, well...
But if those are untradeable...
Yeah. Those are untradeable, so there's no value to them. And then the potions don't do anything anymore. And those were never... Yeah, those don't bank. So, we're kinda stuck.
Wait, why don't potions bank?
They just reverted them back because they figured that the divination rewards do the same thing.
They reverted what back to what? I'm a little bit lost on that.
The mining potion went back to smelting, went to smelting an ore and giving bonus XP instead of...
Is that what it used to be?
Apparently that's what it was at first, and then, I don't know, I didn't keep track of that update, but I know...
I wasn't around for the beginning of Herblore Habitat.
The most familiar I am with it is that it would have that stone sprite, I think it's like a 10% chance of spawning or something, and it would bank ores for you.
Yeah, that's pretty
cool. Yeah, it was really helpful, especially for living rock caverns and stuff like that.
Well, I know what it is now. It's great, or it was great. Yeah, I certainly used it, but before that, so it used to go back to... It used to smelt ores and stuff? Like, that's what I'm kind of...
Yeah, so, because... I think that's what... I don't know, I just read what Walter typed the other day, but... Yeah, well now it's... Whether it was that the first time or whether it was whatever else, then... Either way, now all it's doing is smelting, giving bonus XP, and then... Apparently, divination rewards match it, but then you need 99 divination for anything that gets close. So, QQ.
So it's either have a useless item or get 99 divination, if you want to do that.
Still have a useless item.
If you really want to have that banking ability with mining.
Those stack, right? Or do they not? No, they don't stack. Okay.
It kind of just
Why
goes
are
back
they
to
both
thinking like...
useless for gold ore? Well, I guess they're useless now for gold ore.
Yeah. I mean, it's just back to the whole point, like, why did that change? Just like, there was no point to doing that, just like...
The thing is, with gold ore before, you could bring 4 Juju mining potions, and that would last you for... It's 5 apiece for almost an hour and a half. Yeah, you could use flasks, and that would last you for well over 2 hours, and you would probably end up banking more. Actually, yeah. Okay, I'm starting to get where you're coming from with this. It seems it's a little bit oddly specifically
Yeah, it is kind of like a really specific thing, but it's sort of the thing like, why did that change and why did that happen, pissing off all the people that enjoyed the effects of those potions before, and it's just, now there's no point to them aside from XP and then, yay, half-useless potions.
Yeah. Anyways, we should probably get moving. This is going way longer than I wanted it to.
Stuff.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep going down this list a little bit. Mod Osborne was trolling during one of the podcasts and saying, and asked the troll question that says, will I get more bank space for my rainbow? And Anna said, basically, it was like, Dave. And Mod Osborne responded with sorry, and then Anna says, why would you do that? Because they're not oblivious at Jagex. Like, they know that one of the most common things for people to ask for is bank space and stuff like that. So it's like, why would you do that? That's just a funny thing. Anna made sure to balance the XP rates between the tiers to make sure that as soon as you can move on, you should move on.
It's because it's just so little XP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Osborne was asked if we could expect it soon, Osborne asked if we can expect it soon, and Mod Hugh, who is the designer for the second skill, Hugh says it will be within this age. So, if that says something. So it'll be soon,
it may or may
trademark.
not be Morning Ends Part 3.
Yeah. Not ElfQuest long. Hugh would be shocked if Skill 2 wasn't released by this time next year. They have a date in mind already, and he expects to have people to have 99 in Skill 2 by this time next year. Which, I mean, doesn't say much, because it's probably, as a production skill, it's probably going to be quicker. Substantially so. But,
Yeah.
Hugh on Skill 2 would love to fit it into this year, but he also clarified, but Walter mentions that he also clarified that a lot of things would have to go well for that to happen. So we would expect it Q1, Q2 of next year.
So like February.
That is supposed to be expected this year.
Huh?
They said the first skill will be early this year.
Yeah. Yeah, this first skill is 6 months late, but that's because of RuneScape 3.
But also because it didn't even start development until after the World Weeks.
Did it not start development until after the World Weeks?
Yeah, Mod Anna working on that.
Mod Anna said she started on February.
Oh, that's true.
February or March.
Because she developed World Wakes. Yeah. I never even connected those two dots. She did develop she developed the first part and then the skill itself.
Yep.
Wonder how she thinks about Hugh taking over for the other one, although it lets her do the Myrique quest, which hopefully will be the next.
It's probably a nice break.
Yeah, probably. Thematically, the second skill will be against Divination. We mentioned that before.
I think it's kind of cool that the skill is made in, like, just a few months. Like, at the same time it takes for an average quest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not much more content than the average quest.
You have to add the skilling locations. You have to add... Yeah, I mean, it is, especially if you're voice acting, the quest could actually be more. Quest probably is more, actually.
Well, that Zeros quest is supposed to be out within 6 months, and it just started last week.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like...
You mean You mean the actual Zeros quest, or the we're pretty much sure this is the Zeros quest?
Well, they're pretty much sure this is a Zeros quest. It's a World Gate quest, I'll just call it that.
Yeah, it's pretty... yeah.
Actually, I'll call it by what they're in... Their name they're using it for now that has something to do with roses.
Okay.
But that doesn't always have anything to do with the actual content of it. They made a clear point of that.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I think it might have something to do with it. Like, you know how Ozen's 13 actually meant because he was going to be 13 years old, but I think the roses thing might have something to do with, like, how there's thorns on roses. They look nice, but...
Yeah, that's true. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Every rose has its thorn.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's just move on.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through.
Okay.
We're pretty much done here. Everything else that's on this list we've mentioned. Second skill is going to have to be production skill for the most part.
I'd just like to randomly comment that I'm very happy I can now walk south of the poison waste.
Yes. Oh yeah, that is. We'll say that in just a second before we're done here. I just want to finish this list. This is a silly thing. Level 99 divination has nothing to do with becoming a god, as we mentioned before with the guy lore failing. And this was a player lore failing. A bank full of fish also isn't required. I have no idea what that comes from. Although Osborne suspects Braska Prime likely has a bank full of cabbage, I'm going to say here right now.
No, actually, I have like 1,000 cabbage in my bank.
I have 167,000 baskets, thanks to you, Robo.
I have a single gold cabbage, and that's all the cabbage I will ever need.
Yeah, that's the same here. I'm going to say right now, Braska Prime has had enough, or we have had enough of Braska Prime. Make it stop, please. Anyways, and the second skill will not be called light sculpting. We mentioned that before. So a couple more things about divination. These locations themselves are interesting. Like, all of them are in locations that are used for nothing right now.
Yep.
They didn't actually fill in useless place number 1, though.
They didn't. They did not fill in useless place number 1. But that useless place number 1 actually does have a use or two.
Despite our name for it.
Yeah, despite our name for it. It is in like 4 quests, and there is nothing that you like train there. There's nothing like this would actually probably be a suitable thing to be there. No, useless place number 1 is definitely not Demonheim.
Where is it?
It's McGruber's Wood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Funny if there was.
Obligatory penguin.
Yeah, the penguins are there. That's the only reason we go.
I guess it's slightly useful.
It's not really useful. I'm gonna mark.
Every few weeks you can stop by and find a penguin.
If I ever make a RuneScape map, I'm going to put over McGruber's Wood. Nothing interesting happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except actually...
hold on a second. I need to go see that. I believe it's a newly opened desert spot.
But yeah, but there's a couple other places that have been basically just opened up that have never been available to be walked to before. Namely, south of the Poison Wastes is now the level 95 divination training area, and the level 90 divination training area is south of Sophonim. Neither of which had ever been used prior to this. So, it is...
Soroki and I, we call that area south of Sophonim, East End, because of the God Wars game, but it's nice to be able to go down there now.
Yeah. And something else to mention, we talked about this before the podcast actually, and we haven't for some reason mentioned it. Their choices of these locations, not only are they completely useless locations, most of them actually are kind of correct in lore, with regards to lore. Most of these locations are where the Anima Mundi is damaged. The exception to this would be probably Seer's Village and Relica. The Relica is next to the Golden Tree, and the Seer's, we just hate that place. We're never going to think about it again. But clearly, the level 1 location is next to the crater. That's the most obvious, one. I can't remember where the second one is. Oh, the dig site. That's a little bit of a stretch, but it's still kind of similar. No. Sorry, something in the chat that we're not going to mention. But yeah, the dig site is kind of similar. Mobilizing armies is, you can debate about this one too, but after that you get...
I don't care, they put it next to the dead content.
But yeah.
Well, there's a spirit tree there, so I don't know.
Well, you could argue the Order of Ascension.
That's true. Okay.
I guess that could work.
Yeah, they just didn't want to put in like the Ogress spam area.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure about south of Sophonim and the Golden Apple Tree.
Yeah, I don't know about the golden apple tree at all. That's one that that just kind of doesn't fit. And I think there's about to be another crush of people that show up. As I see people saying, empty your inventory, which means only one thing. Before 300 people show up for the frickin'... Anyways, we already went through that rant.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the level 70 spot is next to the Slayer Tower. That's an obvious one. The level 80 spot is... God, where's the level 80 spot?
Not that I even remember.
Dragon Tooth?
No, that's 85. And yeah, here they are.
Let me just check.
Yeah, this is not like I actually...
There it is.
Mage Training Arena.
Oh, Mage's Training Arena.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
It is a stretch too. But then Dragon Tooth Isle is because of its connection to Port Phasmatis, and we can just throw in a brief mention of now Ecto tokens are completely useless, because it's now free to get there. But yeah, so you have that. At level 85 you have Dragon Tooth. At level 90 you have South of Sophonim, and you can argue Sophonim because of the battle between Menaphos and Sophonim, and then all the plagues in Sophonim, you can argue that.
And
the fact that it's the desert in general.
But it's really like an out-of-the-way area in the desert.
But yeah. And then obviously Poison Waste is where the Anima Mundi is probably the most damaged of anywhere.
Well,
aside from the crater at Lumbridge.
Well, besides the wilderness.
And the wilderness, I guess. But they can't have a training area for this at the wilderness. Like that's just
I cannot see that ending well.
That is just a no.
Free energy.
Oh dear.
Well, no, Hunter isn't the only. It isn't. Hunter's different with regards to that. Agility is also different, where you're not... Hunter kind of is, like, where you're stockpiling items, but especially agility, there's no gain. Divination it's a kind of a moneymaker, like... Yeah.
Okay, just this whole selling Gothic stuff. It's like... Okay.
Seems a bit sketchy, yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, it's interesting that they put these places in not only just straight up dead content areas, it's also kind of, a lot of them have lore implications to them. But yeah, so that pretty much sums up everything that I wanted to say about Divination and then some, as well as everything regarding the mechanics of Death of Chivalry and then some. Unless anybody has anything else to mention about any of these. Good. Then we can move on with our lives. This is about an hour longer than I actually hoped it would be. 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes longer than I realistically thought it would be. But, oh well. I should come to expect this by now.
Yep, I called that.
Yeah, pretty much. And hopefully we're not causing Gina to be up too late or whatever, as well as a couple other people. Gina's the one that specifically had the problem.
No, I'm not the one falling asleep. It's everyone else around here, especially Mo.
All Mo. But yeah, so we will bring you the other half of Death of Chivalry, and by half I mean 90%.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like, let's just say 5 hours total for all the lore crap we have to cover.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably end up having to do a two-part lore podcast, because there's just so much. Mod Stu had a 14.5 hour stream. Osborne's had 3 podcasts and 2 streams. There have been multiple streams by other random people. It's just like it's this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and all of it's relevant. And it really does come down to Jagex, stop giving us everything we want.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we're good within moderation, but you're kind of going crazy now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did say that they did want to branch out to the players more.
Yeah.
They did.
I think I speak for all of us in saying that we really appreciate this.
Yes.
Like, this is everything that we wanted, but for us here at the Seercast, it makes our lives difficult.
Yeah. When we talk about stuff, it's just like, okay, now we have a bajillion things to talk about and elaborate on and speculate about, so it's just everything times a million.
It's just difficult. But yeah, so tune in probably next week. This will be up tomorrow, so on Friday, and hopefully, what we're gonna end up having a lore podcast, at least the first one of 2, if there are 2, up middle of next week. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening. I'm just gonna give another huge shout out to Walter for putting all of this together, because
yeah, he's a boss.
It's daunting.